Happy Sunday, everybody. I remembered last night there's a 4-part documentary on Netflix. It's called Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. And so I watched the first 2 episodes of it. There's 4 episodes, each one's an hour long. And it's so insane. Like, if you think there's not a client list, there's a client list. But more importantly, you know, an investigation began into him in Florida in 2005, resulting in a prosecution in 2007. The investigation was started by local police and a local county prosecutor for that county. They then turned that over to the FBI, and like the day-to-day officers and detectives who were investigating this case and the FBI agents who were investigating the case, every single one of them was like, we're putting this guy away for life, man. And then enters U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, Alex Acosta. And that's where it went off the rails. And the guilty plea that resulted, the sentence that followed, 13 months of Epstein spending the night in jail each day, but being released each day. During the day, he had to go back to jail at night and spend the night. So much for going away for life. But it's such a testimony about money and power and fear. It's just incredible. And the detectives at the local level who were investigating the case, and the special agents at the FBI who were doing their investigation, they had 40 or 45 victims in the case who were 13, 14, 15 years old at the time. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that people watch this documentary. It's called Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. And it's on Netflix. Watching that again, it came out a few years ago, but watching that documentary again in the context of what is happening right now with Pam Bondi and Patel and Dan Bonino and Trump and the MAGA base, it's inexplicable. It's just inexplicable. And I was also reminded of a book that I read a couple of years ago that I have called Perversion of Justice. It was written by a woman named Julie K. Brown. She was a reporter on the Epstein case for years. And a series of stories that she did, 2015, 2016, in that range, resulted in the second investigation of him that resulted in him getting arrested before he died in that jail cell. And you can't watch that series or read that book and think that what is happening right now isn't a continuation of money and power and fear. It's so just gross on every level. It is so disgusting on every level. And I mean, wouldn't it be amazing if MAGA's, I think, correct response and reaction to what's been happening over the last week with Epstein and the DOJ in this case. If this is what's going to undo Donald Trump's presidency, this is what's going to cause his base to turn on him. Everything that Trump has done to his base and is doing to his base with this last legislation that passed, and Jeffrey Epstein is the thing that's going to undo it all. It's just incredible. Again, the documentary on Netflix is Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich, and the book by Julie K. Brown is Perversion of Justice. Highly, highly, highly recommend both. Unreal, man.